Hey, all you LHS math athletes. Hey, listen, this is Mr. Stolzig along with Mr. Rowley and Mr. Taylor. And what we're going to do today is we're going to bring you guys some hints, some things that you guys can do to help yourself out with the Algebra 1. We are in some historic times. This has never happened before that I can ever remember. This is special times. You are making history. You're a part of history. You know, a lot of these times we don't think this is good stuff. We don't think this is cool, but you know, we really can't control it. But what you can control is your response to it. And if you respond well to what's going on here, you're going to be better for it. So we're going to try to make the most out of this time and see if we can't continue our learning. Hey, we've been sending you some lessons every Friday. And what we're doing is we're working through Khan Academy. And you know, at times you look at those emails and you'll think, wow, that's pretty intimidating. That's a lot of stuff that they're sending us out. So if you really look at it carefully, you know, there's about 15 to 20 items, but what we're really asking you to do is we're asking you to do those items that have the pencil above it. And I think they might even appear in blue. We're looking for you guys to complete the exercises. We're looking for you to complete the quizzes. We haven't done it yet, but we're looking for you to complete the unit tests as well. So really only those things, and there's only about 5 items that we really need you to do each week. The other things that are in there that are included would be things like videos, and there's some things like articles, and those are there to help you as a resource. Those are there to give you some examples of some things to do. Those are there to show you the process. And if you get stuck, you can go back to those videos, you can go back to those resources, and you can relearn the concepts. Some of you might try to jump right into those exercises and find that, gosh, I really don't know what I'm doing. Hey, go back to the articles, look at the examples, go back to the video, and then you'll learn the information and be able to excel on the exercises. What we do, we expect you guys to have a completion of, or success rate of 70% of all your things. Most of your little lessons or little assignments, they'll be like 4 questions. Well, that means you got to get 3 out of 4 of those right. If you get less than that, we expect you to go back and do the retry and get those done and get to the level of 70% or better. Now, this is true of all your lessons. This is also true of your quizzes and also true of your unit exams that you will be taking. We will be grading you. You will get a grade, and you know it's looking like we'll get a pass-fail for the work that we're doing this semester. In order for you to get a pass, you got to get 70% on things, and we'll just continue to add to what you did in the 3rd quarter. And you know, you'll eventually get a grade for the class, whether it be a pass or no pass. So the things that we'll be grading will be those things with the little pencil. We'll be putting into Pinnacle. In fact, I've already put some things in Pinnacle for the people that have done the first quiz. So you'll be able to check Pinnacle and see how that's working out for you. All right, hey, next up, we're going to have Mr. Tim. And Mr. Tim's going to run you through a typical lesson on the Khan Academy. You got it, Mr. Tim.
All right, thank you, Mr. Stolzig. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And here we go. So I am actually logged in as a student. So this is similar to what you would see. And I'm going to go into this unit right here, where there is the resume button, which you can use on the right. I'm just going in here. You'll notice when I look at multiplying monomials and bipolynomials. So first of all, everything we assign is almost separated into little subunits, right, for the one big unit. You'll notice it says try again. It's because on each of these, I got 3 out of 4 as opposed to 4 out of 4. So imagine if you only got 1 out of 4 or 2 out of 4. Okay, so let's look at it. Let's do try again. Polynomials intro. 4 questions. In order to level up, I needed to get at least 3 out of 4 because that's above 70%. But I want to go for the 100%. So let's do this. All right. Now keep in mind these questions are going to be different. every lesson you're assigned has a test bank of like a question bank of like 40 to 50 questions. So when you go back in, it's still different questions, but you can again retry it as many times as you want. Sometimes you'll see the same question again. That's okay. A monomial of the second degree with a leading coefficient of 3. All right, 3n squared. Boom. It says monomial, so that means only one. So all right, there we go. Let's check it, see if I'm right. Yay, I did it right. Makes a sound, makes me feel excited to be alive. Which of the polynomials are in standard form? Oh, that has to be. So I'm going to mark it up. That should be something. So whenever you hit this button down here, by the way, you can write things down so you can remind yourself. That should be anything in the form of like ax squared plus bx plus c, where it's just that idea of it's descending powers. This one starts with the c and then goes to 2x. That's not right. This is x to the fourth minus 8x squared minus 16. That is in order, so we're going to do that. This one is close, except for that x to the fourth should have gone first. So it's really only b, I think. Hey, and look at that, I got it. All right. What is the degree of the polynomial? Well, if I look at it, degree is the highest power, and that highest power, notice, by the way, that as I go from question to question, because I've clicked on this, it stays on. It doesn't come off until I click on it again. But I kind of like to leave it on. So this is a third degree, excuse me, polynomial. And let's see if I can get the hat trick. A polynomial of the fifth degree with leading coefficient of 7. Remember, that's a 7 in front of it. So it should be something that's like this. 7x to the fifth is what that's saying right here, a polynomial with that. And then a constant term of 6 means I need to have a plus 6 somewhere. So let's see, where's 7x to the fifth? Right here with a constant of 6. Boom, it's D. Did I get it? Boom. Show summary. 4 out of 4 correct. The banner flies. And I'm 100%. And now look, it says nice, ready to move on. Doesn't even say try again because I have excelled at this. So also notice I have this video right here. If I go down and look at this one, I have these under learn. I have videos. I have warm up. These are not required. You do not have to do these. You'll notice this video has kind of a little halfway mark and this video has nothing. It's because I went through this video. I actually cherry picked it a little bit, fast forwarded all the way to the end. And once I did that, I was just like, all right, I got what I needed. Well, when you do that, it's going to show the halfway mark. The only way you get it all the way through like it is down here is if you watch that video. And I mean from beginning to end. But we're not requiring it, so you don't have to. This warm up, if you click on it, this is different than a video because it actually kind of gives you a little lesson, right? And the way I got it filled in all the way is I did each of the checks right here. So I went in here, I answered the questions. There's usually, so this one has 2 questions. Down here it has 3 questions. Again, you're not required to do this. These are just practices to help you. And you can exit out when you're done. But you'll notice I did it previously. That's why it has the check mark on it. Again, these are not required. Over here is the required area, okay? And eventually you'll get to a quiz, start a quiz, and just like the lessons, you have to get a 70% or better. And this is not like the math we've done up until this point where we give you a lesson, you either do part of it, none of it, or all of it, and as long as your grade stays a certain thing, you're good. We are doing a new model. It's called a proficiency model, and basically everything we assign you, you must do. You must complete it with 70% or better. No skipping assignments, no skipping lessons, no skipping quizzes, no skipping tests. But you can redo them as much as possible. And you'll notice, guys, I took time to explain that lesson, and I did it in about a minute and a half. Most of these lessons are all 4 questions. The only way you get an extra question, if I go into this practice right here, okay, let's go. See where it says watch a video or use a hint? Okay, well, if I click on that, I can either watch this video or I can get a hint. If you use all your hints, it will add an extra problem on the end. That is a way that can happen. So this is what you're looking at. Over here under practice is what you have to do, quizzes you have to do, and eventually when we assign you, let's see if I have a test on mine. If I go down, start unit test, you will do unit test. And again, everything must be completed with 70% or better. And like Coach said, Now, he's already put in some things in Pinnacle. I have not. However, once we hit Sunday, the due date for this current batch of assignments, I'm going to start putting in due dates. If you haven't done it, we're going to put a 0 in. But that doesn't mean you get a 0. That just means you have to complete it. And as soon as you complete it, email us. Because if it's after the due date, we're not necessarily going to look for it. And also, well, we can get to that later if it becomes a problem. But you guys are just going to keep going. And you'll notice you're leveling up here. You have earned these points. You can actually spend them on some things. I don't know a lot about it. So if somebody wants to pop on and tell me, that'd be awesome. All right. The last thing I want to talk to you about is how we're going to communicate with you weekly. And to take that away is Mr. Dylan Taylor. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, you've disabled participant screen sharing. 1 second, technical difficulties, everyone. We're all learning. Oh, there we go. Okay, so here is my Google Classroom, or our Google Classroom. This is all algebra courses. All students who are in algebra, I could look right here. Everybody. I don't have this many students. It's like 6 sections or something like that. So this tab here, the stream, this is where we're going to be putting all the announcements that we want you to look at. You can see that Mr. Rowley put over here an announcement on April 13th, just talking about keeping up on all the Khan Academy and everything. Mr. Stolzig posted a video right here that shows kind of our method for factoring the box and diamond. That's the CPM method through our textbook, and it kind of goes against what Khan Academy said. It's just a different method. So there's a video there that might help you out. But otherwise, keep an eye on this. We'll post some stuff maybe every week when we assign assignments or whenever something important shows up for everyone, not just our individual classes. We'll jump on here and add something. So make sure that you can see here, this is the Algebra 1B tab, and that's with all of the students. You've probably got a bunch of other stuff going on over here with your language arts classes, your social studies, but Algebra 1B is where we're going to post announcements. And then like down here, I have an Algebra 1 tab. That's just my class. So if I wanted to only tell my class something, I might put it there. But this is the one to keep an eye out on. And really only the stream tab is important because most of our classwork and our grades we'll either put up on Khan Academy, we'll put up on Pinnacle. So you don't really need to pay attention. You can see right here, we haven't assigned anything. We haven't graded anything. So that's pretty much it. I could put in an announcement right here and say hi to you all or something, but keep an eye on here. You'll also get an email as an saying that there is an announcement added on there. Just keep an eye on here. You've all been doing great so far. Keep up on the Khan Academy and keep pushing. We're all warriors.
Woo! All right, guys, be good. We care about you. We want to see you succeed. Thank you, and we will talk to you guys later. Have a great day, students.
Hey, feel free to email us if you need anything. Also, you could email us, and we could do a Zoom conference with you, show you how to do anything individually. So, yeah, if you got questions, feel free to contact us anytime.